event winner, taking on his third World Championship. Here's Wessel Nijman!
The opponent, Wessel Nijman of the Netherlands, produced a fantastic performance in the first round. One of only 3 ton-plus averages. Luke Littler and Willie O'Connor with the others. Nijman getting the better of Karel Sedlacek, 3-0, 6-180s, an average of 100.91 for him. And he is just making his way through the walkway onto the stage, the beanpole style Dutchman. This should be a decent game, bearing in mind that both players really didn't expend an awful lot of energy in their comfortable first round victories, Scott.
Yeah, no, very much so. I think the question for me is, we know that Nijman's a big scorer. It's how the German giant starts for me. I think if he lets Nijman get a little ahead, the boy can go and the boy can front run. The question is, with Nijman, he's struggled a little in big matches on that outer ring and finishing the games off. It's only going to be a matter of time before he gets that right. Is that time now? It needs to be now, but I've got a feeling that he's going to get that right and then be a very, very big name in the sport.
So far this afternoon on talkSPORT 2, Madas Razma with a 3-1 win over Darren Beveridge. Last orders for him at the Ali Pali. Coming up next, David Manua returns. What a character from Kenya. Mason Nico will talk you through his duel with Kevin Doots of the Netherlands, and then James Wade completes the afternoon session. Myself and Scotty Dog will guide you through his game with Rapid Ricky Evans, who we have seen backstage and can confirm, as expected, is in full Christmas regalia. Tonight, Jan van Veen versus Alan Souter, Nathan Aspinall against Leonard Gates. Luke Humphries back on the stage where he won a couple of years ago against the legendary Paul Lim. And Charlie Manby takes on the USA's Adam Savada. All of it live on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT app. And if you want to join us in the commentary box, make sure you're watching and listening on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Leave a comment. We will answer anything we can. And make sure you are subscribed to that as well. Interviews with all the winners on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel as well. Players just completing the practice starts for this one. Nijman recorded his 5th 3-figure average in a major event in his first round win, when he beat Karel Sedlacek.
Clemens. First leg, Wessel to throw first.
Clemens beats Alex Spellman 3-0. Scott only dropped 1 leg in that one. Now he averaged a full 10 points lower than Wessel Nijman, but does that really matter? You can only beat what's in front of you, can't you?
Yeah, that's all on paper, Murph. We don't play on paper. I don't think there's any dart player that would ever go back chasing stats between the two players before you play. That would be sort of ultimate carnage, or could cause carnage for yourself unless you're the higher average. But yeah, look, Wessel, we talk about experience. Wessel's been around a long time. He won a World Youth Cup back in Japan in 2007 with Holland, so we know that yes, okay, that's not quite as big as maybe doing something here in front of the Ali Pali crowd, but we know that the principles of the game, the principles of how you play and how you step to the board and how it feels when you throw are very similar. So he's not as kind of out of touch with Clemens as you would think he is.
Yeah, Wessel Nijman brings one of the cleanest throws and biggest scoring games in the field when he finds his rhythm. Sets can disappear in minutes, but on this stage, well, it's still a test for his ability to close things out. Gabriel Clemens knows the environment inside out. A World Championship semi-finalist, of course, calm under pressure, comfortable grinding through awkward moments. The equation in this one is simple. If Nijman controls the tempo, he can overpower. If Clemens drags this deep, then maybe experience could take over. It's talent versus know-how. And the big moments, I'm sure, will decide it. We might be getting the first of them as well, because Nijman in the opening leg is down to 116.
140.
Clemens leaves a finish of 144 thanks to that 140.
It's all about the big moments, temperament in the big moments, and both these players have that. Both have great temperaments.
Tops for 116, and that's the first big moment of the match. Nijman producing a wonderful checkout to start off this game. No messing around from the Dutch youngster.
No, absolutely. had any doubts about doubling ability or whether moments would get him, that was one that you would just absolutely love. First game, first leg, one dart at a double, that settles you down lovely as a player.
Yeah, holds on to his throw. As Scott said, a bit of a setter there. Clemens has 2 in the treble 20.
140.
Doubles his 140 tally for the game already. Crowd captivated at the Ali Pali. Treble 20, single 20, and
100.
a single 20 for Nijman. So Clemens on 227 in the second leg, Nijman on 261. Both have thrown 6 darts.
Clemens just struggling finding the distance here at the moment in this leg. There's a little bit of pressure because it's his own throw, so he wants to be hitting that treble 20 smack on first dart. And at the moment they're just a smidge under, so it's only the slightest adjustment needed, but sometimes that's what the moment can do to you. We see Nijman back up with a 45 because Clemens had given him an opportunity there with the 3 darts previously with an on-treble visit.
85.
So you want to jump on top of that, and then sometimes you can be a little bit overzealous and go in there and be a little bit too tight-armed and a little bit over-concentrated, if you can over-concentrate, which I can assure you can.
56. Gabriel,
56 leaves, 160, but Clemens looking at 85 to level up here. Treble 15, the target. Oh no, he's gone treble 19. Fair enough. Double 14, inside, double 7, inside, and maybe that's why treble 19 is not everybody's favourite on that route.
Yeah, but it's not a bad shout. I mean, the double 14 is not too far from the double 12, which is losing all the time, and the double 7's right next door to the double 16, but
the 160 isn't going to go.
92. Gabriel, you require 7.
So he's got to tidy it up, Scott. 3 double 2.
yeah, absolutely. See, I never feel that's a bad route because the 3 is right at the bottom of the board, and you just move over sort of 5-6 inches. And it's the same height for the double 2, so it's not a big switch on the board for a combination shot. It's quite one that players don't generally worry about, really. The only thing they worry about is hitting the double 3.
Yeah, 18 dart, holder throw
140.
for Gabriel Clemens. Took 4 attempts at double in that one. Nijman remains unblemished after winning that first leg, but he only started with a
60.
scrappy score of 38 points in this third leg. Clemens is launching an assault against the darts now.
Well, there's a bit of momentum comes with winning a leg here,
140.
and that's what Clemens has grabbed hold of. He's won the leg. He had 4 darts at it, as you rightly say, so he will be actually happy that he got 4 darts at it. That's an absolute liberty here. A 180 goes in from Wessel Nijman, to the appreciation of the Ali Pali crowd. As always, you can imagine, if you're sat listening on your radio, the 180 cards were going like a sailor's sail in an Olympic final.
Yeah, but it hasn't really helped him in the leg. 81 for Clemens after 9. 3 140s for the consistent German, and Nijman's in a spot of bother here.
47.
Couldn't leave the finish.
You hit the nail on the head. Consistency right there, Murph. When you hit a 180 and then score substandard after.
Got the treble 19. Double 12 can't
69.
be found with 2 darts. The trouble on the doubles here a little bit for Clemens, but Nijman not on a finish. 176, treble 20, single 20. And another treble 20 to apply pressure. He leaves 36.
Well, Clemens knew that he had 6 from where he was. He's used 3 of them. He's now got 3 in hand to sort the problem out.
Right on the wire, the first one at double 6. The other one's the wrong side of it.
6.
And he is missing doubles.
Wessel, you require
5 missed
36.
in this leg.
Yeah, it's now a concern for the German giant. It's now a concern.
Oh, where's that gone? 36 he wanted, but he's just above the double 1. That's a really wild dart from Nijman. Can't make the correction. He's still miles away. Wow. That was incredibly far away. The first dart from Wessel Nijman. I mean, if he was throwing at double 1, it was a bad miss, but he was throwing at double 18. Clemens has missed 2 at double 3 now. That's 7 darts missed at double in this leg. 10 in the set already, but he gets it. That's the crucial thing. It took him 8 attempts. It took him 4 attempts in the first leg. He's 2 out of 12 in the match, but that is a break of throw for Gabriel Clemens.
It's a break of heart for Nijman. I mean, to get 3 at double 18 and miss so far with the first one, you can't. Honestly, you can't odds it. We said that, you know, there's a little bit of dodginess. There's a little bit of worry for the Nijman fans about how he does finish on that outer ring, but on that occasion, the moment grabbed him rather than him grabbing the moment.
So Clemens leads 2-1 with a break to boot in this second round clash at the World Darts Championship. First to 3 sets, 3 legs to win a set. Thanks for joining us on talkSPORT 2. Just starting to notice, normally doesn't happen till after Christmas, but a bit more focus in the crowd. All their eyes are on the stage right now as we get a look at what I think is meant to be Harry Potter.
Well, he's far too good looking to be Harry Potter, those that are watching on the radio.
I'll tell you what, Scott.
60.
I've said it every day I've been here. I've struggled to see a member of the crowd that's not in fancy dress.
No, actually, there should be a prize for anybody that's not in fancy dress rather than the prize for the best fancy dress. I feel what you're saying there.
Well, crucial times here. Nijman needs to break back or the set is over. 3-2-7 before these darts for Clemens, and 2 of them are in the treble 20. Make that 3 his first max of the second round.
We talk about timing, and that was superb from Clemens and right on cue.
100.
He's now
147.
He'll be feeling confident from here that he can close this out.
Not taking out the 147. Nijman's left 152. Now, if he's going to stay in this set, he has to take it out. It's as simple as that.
Special players do special things in special moments. This would have been awful special, mainly because of how far he was away from the double in the leg before.
Yeah.
He's got no confidence going at it.
True, he's as far away from the treble 20 as he was from that double in the previous leg. And Clemens can step forward to wrap up the set. Does it in 16 darts. A 3-1. It is Gabriel Clemens 1, Wessel Nijman 0.
The PDC World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this New Year's Eve. Party at one of our New Year's Eve events. 34 locations across the UK. Find out more at
If you love your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem, you'll know the right gear makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni Auto scoring system, instant accurate scoring, and a slick modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler gets on target. Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler gets on target.
talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels, with 34 locations across the UK. Visit villagehotels.com. Scott Mitchell and Chris Murphy guiding you through the action in the second match of the afternoon session here on talkSPORT 2, and it is Gabriel Clemens who has got the first set in the ledger. Struggled in his doubles in that set, but Wessel Nijman couldn't take the opportunity in that third leg. That was a turning point, really, Scott, and Clemens said thank you very much. Yeah,
Nijman made the dream start. It double top first start, goes one up, and it kind of then fell apart from there, really. He then got down and missed the double by a long way in the second leg, and he never really recovered. Never really recovered at all, and Clemens has been around long enough to know, the 42-year-old German, he knew that he had to step and put his foot on his throat, and that's what he did in that set.
Wessel Nijman still getting to grips with playing on big stages, isn't he? But many thought when he produced that brilliant first round performance, averaging over 100, that he maybe got over that hurdle. But people need to remember this is still very much a learning curve for him, and he's playing a man, of course, who reached the semi-finals in 2023.
Yeah, because he's played so well on the big stage, we do forget
60.
That it was only a couple of years ago he picked up his 2-year tour card at the end of 2023 on the development tour from being third, and then he went back on the development tour, learned from that year, and then topped it in 2024. So, you know, yes, he is young, but he does have what it takes. He does have it. He's just got to find it here. And sometimes as a player, when everybody wants it for you and everybody knows your sponsors, your family, everybody knows you're the real deal, the hardest thing sometimes to do is go and get it for yourself when everybody else wants it for you.
Keep it with talkSPORT 2 this afternoon. Coming next, the Kenyan character David Manure. Sounds like someone you might have worked with, Scott Manure. And Kevin Dutz is his opponent. If people don't know, Scott Mitchell's a farmer away from the hockey and the microphone.
I've worked with his brother, Horse.
Very good.
His other brother, Cal. But we'll go on. I could go on.
Well, Clemens hoping to go on like he did in the first set. 100 scored there. After a dozen darts, he's down to 110. Nijman back on 2-4-3. This is Clemens' set. He does have the darts in the
100.
first, third and fifth legs. Should we go there?
Yeah, he'll be happy to have got that first set as well, Clemens, you know, against the throw. It's something you always worry about here as a player, that bull-up on these shorter on these shorter games at the start of the week really are ones you have to win.
Nijman 1-4-3, above the treble 20, then into the treble 1, so he's got 23 off. Treble 20 really needed to apply pressure. That's what he gets. Both players leave 60 after 15. Clemens with the first go. 20 has to move across to the left to try and kind of bend it round that dart. Way over the top. Difficult this. He's only got half the bed to aim at, but he finds it. And Clemens, well, he might not be hitting the doubles easily, but he's hitting them all the same. And that's 4-1 in legs. A set to the good and a leg to the good.
Yeah, Nijman's now got to find something with throw here. Otherwise, this game will get away from him awfully quickly. It's a somber-looking Nijman as we see him come back to his table on camera there.
76.
Well, you think about how he played in the first match. 100 average, that is an average of 15 darts per leg. There has only been one leg in this entire match that has been 15 darts off the and that was the one that Nijman won. So it's kind of all about him. If Clemens isn't doing anything different, really, than what you'd expect.
I think the word we use in commentary boxes is playing to type, isn't it? He's playing to what the average says on the way in. He's playing to what his tournament average is while he's been here. And yes, and that's all you ask of yourself, really, at the time, is to put a game out there. And a lot of people think that you've got to go and beat your opponent, but the game for me is putting your game up there, and if he's better than you on the day, he gets you, and you don't go home disappointed
60.
then.
So 2-6-1 for Nijman after 9 darts. Clemens has left 306. Nijman in a good spot to level. He's going to have to find a break in this second set, though. Single 20 followed by a treble and another. Gets him down to 1-2-1.
Yeah, starting to find the scoring boots there with that, was it? Clemens back on 306. It started on the 19s route.
139.
Yeah, brilliant. 2 treble 19s and then uses the bullseye to ensure he left to finish. It's a big one, 167, but Nijman at the hockey, 1-2-1.
So on the treble 20 route, we'll now go treble 17. Now the bullseye for Nijman. Couldn't hit the outer ring, but takes the bullseye out. No problem whatsoever.
So it's exactly the same as the first set. Nijman gets a 15-dart hold at the first opportunity with that brilliant 1-2-1. It's his second ton plus finish, but Clemens responds with his second 180 of the match, making it hard for Nijman to break. He's going to have to match him. One dart's in, the second dart doesn't follow. 140 is the silver prize.
It's a good response all the same. A 180 needs backing up for it to be feel like a 180. Backed it with the last dart, treble 20 there and a ton. So Clemens did well there. But another 140 here from Nijman, which is not going to happen. He's blocked it with his first dart. Has to come out, go downstairs on the 19s. That's not a good sit in the 19s either. So then goes to the 18s and a clear target.
Yeah, did get the treble 19, but it wasn't sitting nicely, as Scott Mitchell said. A wayward dart from Clemens, had a lot of those in his first match against Spellman, but he's rescued it nicely. Single 5 followed by 2 treble 20s, down to 96 after 9.
Nijman back on 266. Will try and leave something handy here. He needs a treble of some sort. Went for the treble 19, missed it, so was unable to leave the big fish 170. He's on 208, so it's 6 from here for Clemens.
Single 20, 76 remaining. Goes for a treble 16 after blocking it. Tidies it up to leave tops after a dozen. Nijman in no man's land on 208.
Has a chance to pressure here. Once again drops under the treble 20. Now he's even risking
48.
Managing to leave he had to hit a big 19 to leave a shot, to leave 160, but it's Clemens now coming back for tops. And he's looking for a 2-1 lead in this set 2. Right on the wire, slide it down the dart. Used perfectly, takes it with his second dart. Clemens goes 2-1 up in set 2.
And that's his best leg of the match, a 14-darter. Gabriel Clemens, look at this from Nijman now. You could fit the first couple of darts. Never mind on a pinhead, on the pin point. But the last one doesn't join them. Clemens just above the treble 20. Can't find the treble 19. So Nijman on course to force a decider if he can keep up this scoring rate, but you'll have to break in it. Otherwise, Clemens will be 2 sets clear.
60.
Nijman this time above the treble, but again treble-less on the visit, and that will be music to Clemens' ears. He needs a couple now to put himself back in the leg.
100.
Only gets one. Only gets one. Gets a deflection off the other flight, so he still trails a little here, and he's trailed some more now. Nijman hits a 180 to make him favourite for the leg.
Yeah, no messing around there from Nijman. Down to 1-2-1, which of course he took out 2 legs ago. 550 180s in the tournament now. Nijman responsible for 8 of them. Doesn't go for the treble 17, having missed the treble 20. 65. That's because Clemens was on twice his score, 2-4-2. 56 left for Nijman when he returns to take the second set to a decider.
100, Wessel, you require 56.
So, 16 for tops, 20 for double 18. He chooses the latter, steps back. He had darts at double 18 earlier, they were nowhere near, but that one is bang on the money. 14 darter, great set this from the pair of them. Nijman has upped it somewhat here, 95.57 the average in set 2, but Clemens has the darts to double his lead in the match. He won the first set, but he's straight into the 81. That could be punishable.
It could be punishable, but it could have been worse. He hit a 60 with the last dart. It could have been 41, so it was a bit of relief that it was 81. Nijman, you feel, is now starting to find his scoring boots. He has to move now. And a 140 is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Nijman camp.
5-3 in legs. All 3 of Wessel Nijman's winning legs have been in 5 minutes or fewer. Only one of Clemens' 5 have. If Nijman can do it in 15 or less, he'll probably win the leg. And he's on 2-2-1. He's on course here.
Absolutely. He's worked out that Clemens is playing a type, which is around that 15 darts and over, and he knows if he can get to that 15 darts, which he's well on his way to for the leg, he will be likely the one going first. But Clemens replies with a 140. Nijman on 1-2-1.
105.
That's a clever dart, 105. It leaves him 116, gives him 2 digs at the treble 20 when he returns. Clemens on 195, so not going to get out.
95.
Chasing and chasing for a treble, finally found a treble 18.
Wessel Nijman took out the 116 in the very first leg of the match. Can he repeat the feat to win the second set decider? Single 20 has to stay there. It's going to be tricky, this. Underneath, can't find a way to it. So Clemens will be coming back for the 100 to win the decider and to go 2 sets to the good.
His first dart was so low at the treble 20, Murph, that it caused his second dart all sorts of problems. He's hit a ton and left 16, but now he's left Clemens a chance at a ton.
Single 20 may look at 2 double tops here. He did, but he couldn't find the first, so it's
60.
just a setup. They're both on a double. Nijman to level the match by breaking here. Double 8 the target.
Yeah, Clemens, his eyes went up to the double top, but they didn't light up because he didn't hit one. So now we've got Clemens coming in. Crowd getting involved now. Double 8. That's a good marker, you have to say. He's got 2 good markers there. Now hit it. He's gone too far inside, and the doubles have gone again. And here we are in big moments. And Nijman has fluffed his lines.
Huge disappointment there. They weren't bad darts, right on the wire, but it's tops for Clemens. Squeezed it in the top corner. It makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni Auto scoring system, instant accurate scoring, and a slick modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler, get on target. Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler, get on target.
Welcome back to the Ali Pali, where Gabriel Clemens is 2 sets up against Wessel Nijman after the Dutchman missed 3 darts to level the match in a second set decider. Clemens yet to drop a set in the tournament after a whitewash win in terms of sets against Alex Spellman in the opening round. He's playing to type, averaging just under 90, which is where he averaged in the first match. Nijman not able to repeat the 3-figure average that he produced, and he's going to have to up it, Scott, if he's going to work his way back into this game.
Well, I think that he can't think too far into this game from here. What he's got to do now, he's got to go and win this first leg of this set. He's got to go and settle himself down again, because otherwise this game will be gone. If Gabriel Clemens goes out and wins this set leg, then he's got throw in the second, and all of a sudden Nijman is staring 2-0 down in the face. He's already 2-0 down in sets. He cannot afford to lose this leg, is my prediction. Otherwise, it is good night Vienna.
And it would be another seed tumbling. Nijman is the seeded player of the pair, 31 seed in the tournament, but it wouldn't be an OMG like Gadwin Price yesterday, would it?
No, it wouldn't. And I've got a feel for Wessel. I mean, he's been winning sort of Pro Tour titles back in 2024. He won one against Bunting. He's won another 2 this year against Damon Hetter and Luke Woodhouse. The guys that are doing it on the telly at the minute, he's beating, and he's doing that on the floor, but he's got to get his floor game here to the stage. And I know we're only probably 5-6 feet off the floor and higher than the crowd, but it makes a massive difference to darters for some reason psychologically. And he's one of those, he's at the right age that he's got to get it. He's not in his 50s up there trying to do it now. He's in his 20s. He has a massive career ahead of him if he can continue to play well on the floor. But you've got to remember, once you come to the big stage, if you start failing here, that can be dragged back into your floor game, and then you're not making it here. So these are big moments for Nijman, for me.
That is the voice of the former world champion, Scott Mitchell, who knows what it takes to win a big tournament. Part of our talkSPORT 2 commentary team, Paul Nicholson and Chris Mason will be back for the next game. Keep it with us on talkSPORT 2, because we're going to see the return of Dancing David Manua, the African Arrows ace, the first ever Kenyan to win on the Ali Pali stage. He'll be up next. Can he repeat the feat when he takes on Kevin Dukes, who had some interesting words of confidence, maybe bordering on arrogance in his press conference. He said he's a much better player than David. It's a fantastic draw and he should win.
Yeah, we've heard that before somewhere, didn't we, Gazzy?
Yeah, Gabriel Price said he will not be beaten at this tournament. He was heavily by Wesley Plaisir last night, if you weren't listening. Well, more for you for a start, but that was a seismic shock, the biggest of the tournament so far, but there have been a fair few shocks in this event. Nijman down to 2-2-7, opening leg. He has a throw in set 3, but he is a long way behind now. 2 sets is difficult to come back from. You would expect at some point Clemens to get match starts. Although, having said that, set play, it's not guaranteed, is it?
Set play is very different, Murph, and it is. It's like drawing a line in the sand and stepping over it and starting the whole match again. Very different to what a leg play is. When you make a mistake, it stays with you for the whole game. Yeah. So you can get away with set play.
1-6-7 after 9 for Nijman. Treble 20, single 20, single 17. Clemens is way back on 3-2-4 here. This should be a comfortable leg for the Dutchman. You'd know instantly what country Gabriel Clemens was from. If you look at his shirt, it pretty much is a giant German flag. 70 then for Nijman. Treble 18 leaves double 8. That's the double that caused him the bother at the previous leg. And he finds it finally with his second dart to take out 70 and lead 1-0 in set 3.
Yeah, he's done exactly what he needed to do. He needed to come out and hold his throw and be a real thorn in the German giant's side is what he's got to be now. Now he's got to ignore what the German's doing and try and absolutely smash that treble 20 to pieces is what he's got to do. And then look over his shoulder and see where the German is. If he plays this leg where he's looking at what the German does all the time, you tend to play to type and you'll always stay a dart behind. And
he's keeping up that record that we analysed earlier in the match, winning leg in 15 darts, 15, 15, 14, 15, the 4 that Nijman has won. If he plays to that level, he wins legs. So all he's got to do now is stay there. Here he comes, treble 20, treble 20. Last dart just clatters off the barrel. He'll take the 140 though. 2-6-3 after 6 with Clemens with the darts on 3-2-2. This is a chance for Nijman.
100.
It is a big chance. Needs a couple of trebles here. couple of the right ones, not treble 5s, and he does it. Switches downstairs and gets a couple of treble 19s. Leaves him 1-2-9, which isn't a bad shot either.
Clemens finds the treble, so he will be on a finish as well.
100.
But it's only a similar one, 1-2-2, so similar range here. Nijman effectively has taken the darts. Treble 19 will be a starting point for the 1-2-9. That's a wayward one, an eye roll from Nijman as he resets.
Pressure, I think that he had to hit the big number there. You had to go a little bit safe and give yourself an opportunity, and he's blown that.
And all the pressure is on him. No pressure on Clemens, really. This isn't even his set. Finds 2 single 18s, but Nijman's left it much more difficult than he should have. 81. Might only get a dart at the bullseye here.
That's if he stays straight. He hasn't got any sort of line and length at the minute here on his finishing stuff.
Well, he does. Single 19, treble 12. That's double 13 rather than the bull. But he fails to find it, and a real good chance to break there has gone begging.
And again, he misses it by half an inch. It's not like he grazed the wire. That's a concern for the Nijman fans. Clemens now on 68. He hits the treble 20, way inside the double 4. Double 2 incoming, stays on the outside. Nijman here has dodged a bullet and is able to fire again at double 13.
Awkward double. And it's inside, so now, and he doesn't want to go 5 double 4 because of the position the single is in. He's going to have to do something different, I think, here. Yeah, he's made a good choice there, I think. 1 double 6 instead.
Yeah, it was a great spot, Murph. Absolute great spot. He was in the top of the inside the double 13, blocking the double 4. He would have rather have gone the 4s route because he loves 18s. But Clemens now back on double 2, takes it with 1 dart. He doesn't need another opportunity. He's taking 2 or 3 darts to get out every leg, but he's being offered that opportunity every leg. That's the problem for Nijman here. That's a leg that he should have broken without problem. Maybe he should have split the double 13 up and had 2 darts at a double that he really wanted to have a go at. But he went for the 13s, goes inside, and then caused himself all sorts of mayhem.
Yeah. Wessel Nijman is ruining. It's not how many he's missing, actually. They've been pretty similar, haven't they, in the game? Clemens slightly better off with his double percentage, 7 out of 21 compared to 4 out of 14 from Nijman. But it's when he's missing, isn't it?
Absolutely. These are 2 guys that I get on with off the hockey. They're really nice people off the hockey. It's a shame one of them's got to go, but that's the nature of the game. And at the moment, you'd still say it's 70-30 in Clemens' favour here. Nijman's back in.
140.
Winner of this match will take on either Luke Humphries or Paul Lim. I have to say, Scott, I'd like your opinion on this, but assuming it is Luke Humphries, I don't think he's seen anything that's going to trouble him.
No, but I don't think Luke's that daft. He knows that if one of these 2 go up against him as an underdog, they can throw with freedom, and you'll be surprised what game they'll bring with them.
180 from Nijman. That's tonight, by the way, on talkSPORT 2. Be with us from 7 p.m. Clemens here on 140. Not going to take it out.
And he's got to get by Paul Lim first as well, Humphries, just like to say that.
Yeah, and didn't do last time they met here 5 years ago, did he? Limbo got the job done. Will we be limbo dancing tonight, Scott?
Who knows?
25 for 61, so 36 remaining. He does like double 18, taking his time here, Nijman. A bit of a build-up in the crowd. There will be plenty of German fans out there. There always is. And they're the ones that will be cheering that 2 more missed darts to win a leg. And Clemens is getting closer. This is to break and move within 1 of the match. Double 10. In it goes. Gabriel Clemens is on the hill here on talkSPORT 2. If he can hold his throw, he will dispatch of Wessel Nijman. And let's forget for a moment about averages and statistics. He will be through to the 3rd round of the World Darts Championship without dropping a set.
And if you could see Wessel Nijman's face now, it's a resigned fact. It's not like somebody's picked his pocket and taken a 20 quid out the back pocket. It's like they've robbed his old bank account.
6 180s in the match. That one from Clemens to start the leg. Answered by Wessel Nijman. He's not ready to go just yet. Say it, Scott. Say it. Oh.
No. I have a friend that keeps doing that, and I keep telling him off for it. I wasn't going to do it. We're still here.
They were both on 9s. No, now neither are. Remember, £60,000 goes to the player that hits a 9 darter at this year's World Darts Championship. A lucky punter in the audience will win 60 grand as well. And most importantly, £60,000 donated to Prostate Cancer UK.
I hadn't got to the point where I was tipping my commentary box seat up yet to see which number was on the bottom.
Yeah, that's how it's selected. I thought you were going to run out there and nick someone else's seat, Scott. Another 180 from Wessel Nijman, called in to the tuneful sound of George Noble, who was at his last World Championship. Is this the last we'll see of Wessel Nijman at this one? 85 for Clemens. Gets a dart at the bull.
60.
Ooh, collectively in German, which in English is ooh.
81 coming in then for Nijman. He's hit the 57. Double 12. Double 6. One dart in hand to keep his world champion dream alive. And you can hear from the crowd, he hasn't done it once more.
So the remainder, having missed the bullseye, is Fump und 20 for Gabriel Clemens. Gets the 9 for double 8. Misses outside and misses again. That's 3 match darts now. 1 at the bull, 2 at double 8. Nijman back for a tricky double 3. Not a nice double for him, the way his darts stand up.
The way his darts stand up, and the fact that he's still one of the tallest players left in the draw. And it's at the bottom of the board.
Oh, he's gone 2 double 2, but he's hit double 2. So now he's on double 1.
Nijman, if he wasn't having bad luck, he wouldn't be having any luck at all here in this match. Double 1, 2 darts in hand, 1 nice and high. The second still nice and high with the adrenaline. All about Clemens now. Can he close the match out?
Yeah, Clemens now has 3 darts at double 8. Surely this is where the German giant gets it done. And he does! Gabriel Clemens crosses the line, defeating the Dutchman Wessel Nijman in straight sets. It wasn't as simple as it might sound, but Clemens won the big moments in the match and has advanced to the 3rd round of the World Darts Championship without dropping a single set. He goes through to take on the winner of Paul Lim and Luke Humphries. You can hear that tonight on talkSPORT 2. But Scott Mitchell, that was just a match of who won the big moments, wasn't it? Another game at the World Championship where it's a 3-0 scoreline that doesn't really reflect the way the game went.
Yeah, absolutely not. Great for Clemens, an absolute nightmare for Wessel Nijman. Look, that could have gone 3-0 the other way, and nobody could have had a problem with that. And I think his team have got to get round him now, and they've got to find out what this problem is when he gets on that big stage on that outer ring, because, you know, he's got to find it quickly before he destroys the rest of his game as well.
I do have to ask you, Scott, before we hand back over to Nico and Mace, David Manua's coming up next. He's taking on Kevin Dukes. Can the character from Kenya do it again?
Only, I think, if Kevin Dukes lets the character affect him. If he can keep a straight face and try to ignore it a little bit, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, Devon Peterson's in the house to watch him as well. There'll be lots of fun, so do stay with us here on talkSPORT 2 as Dukes goes up against Manua in the 3rd game of 4 we'll be bringing you this afternoon. But in the second one, it's the German giant, former semi-finalist here at Ali Pali, Gabriel Clemens, who raced through with a straight sets victory over Wessel Nijman. This is talkSPORT 2.